Now, on the one hand, yes. If you assume most Jews are on the left, which they are, and then the left opposes Trump and the wall, yet both the right and left approve of the wall in Israel, then, since all those people are supporting Israel and their wall, why can't we have a wall in America? Then it's hypocritical for Jewish Americans to support one wall and not the other. But at the same time, what he just did, however, is saying, well, if you're going to support the wall that Trump's going to build, why don't you support the wall that Israel has? They're just keeping immigrants out. We're going to put a wall on our border. They put a wall on their border. Except that's false. Israel's wall, there's a bunch of differences. One, their wall is not because of immigration or illegal immigrants. Two, it's not on their border. It cuts out territory the size of Chicago away from the West Bank. It effectively annexes all the territory between the demarcation line, the Green Line, the 1967 border, and the West Bank and the wall. All that between the wall and the demarcation line has been annexed. It's aggregable land. 10% of Palestinian land has been swallowed by this wall, and the wall is there to protect their illegal settlements, aka racial colonies. They build Jewish-only cities. That's housing for Jews and Jews only, over top of private property that was confiscated by the state. They literally, physically went in with bulldozers, demolished all these Palestinian houses, pushed the families out, killed them or threw them in jail if they resisted, and then rebuilt with American tax money, by the way, new houses, cities, swimming pools, for Jews and Jews only. You have to be Jewish to live in a Jewish settlement. No Christians, no Palestinians, nothing. You have to be the Circ, the correct ethnic religious category. If you're not the correct ethnic religious category, you don't get to live in a settlement. And these settlers are paid. It's state welfare. They pay settlers to squat there. And then they've wrapped the wall around their settlements and East Jerusalem, stolen parts of the city, to racially exclude Palestinians and Africans and everyone else. They have Jewish only, this is like white only cities. Imagine that. Now, the last time I checked, America, as bad as it is in the Middle East with the drone policies and intentional starvation, predatory loans, war, paramilitary, indirectly aiding ISIS, all that, we still haven't quite reached the point, and at least we try to do all that stuff covertly, we haven't reached the point yet to overtly just invade Mexico, demolish Mexican houses, confiscate private property, jail them if they resist, and build WASP-only cities or something, and then have the audacity to build a wall, not on our border, but that cuts into the middle of Mexico and steals all the territory between the wall and the borders of Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. We haven't quite reached that point, and we couldn't. The world community would not put up with it. Americans wouldn't put up with it if we built white-only cities in Mexico on top of Mexican cities and pushed the population out. And then we started building white-only highways and Mexican highways and a total apartheid state to everything like the U.S. used to be for blacks and whites prior to desegregation. That's what it's like in the occupied territories. There are Palestinian fill-in-the-blanks and Jewish fill-in-the-blanks. And, of course, the Jewish ones are a lot better. They've got color-coded license plates for Jewish cars that go on certain roads, and color-coded license plates for Palestinians who cannot go on those roads, who can't even walk where they want to. They have to go through checkpoints and barbed wire and all this mess. They stop ambulances. People have died from this. People giving birth have died from this. They keep them there on purpose. But if you're Jewish, if you're the Circ, you can go right on through. And you've got your own highway, your own cities, your own racial apartheid. Now, you cannot make any kind of